Every word we speak is a decree. It is a seed dropped into the fertile soil of the invisible. In the great game of life, spirit plays no favorites. It responds not to fear or struggle, but to command, to certainty, to word made law. When man aligns his spoken word with divine mind, mountains move, doors open, and riches pour forth. I once lived as many do, entangled in appearances, mistaking shadows for substance. Lack, limitation, and delay seemed to block every turn. But I learned a great secret. Man's only enemy is the doubt he harbors, the fear he shelters, the false belief that he must toil for his good. Divine supply is ever present, awaiting only the spoken word to call it forth. One day, in the silence of my soul, I declared, I am a multi-millionaire. Not I will be, not I hope to be, but I am. I spoke it not as fantasy, but as fact. I refused to argue with appearances. The bank account did not matter, nor did the opinions of others. I stood firm in the knowledge that there is no power but God, and God operates through my word. Every affirmation I spoke was law unto itself. There is gold dust in the air for me. My ships come in over calm seas. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. I did not chase wealth. I called it. I blessed it. I gave thanks for it before it arrived, and in the invisible it began to form. Opportunities arrived unannounced. Ideas burned like lamps in my mind. Divine channels opened where there once were walls, for the law does not fail. As surely as spring follows winter, what you speak with faith must manifest. I became a multi-millionaire the moment I spoke it into law, not when the figures showed in my account, but when I knew it in my soul. That knowing, that unwavering word, is the key that unlocks all treasure houses. Let this be your lesson and your liberty. Stop speaking of what you lack. Declare what you desire as already yours. Say it with the authority of one who walks with God. Wealth is not withheld, it is only uncalled. Speak it now, speak it bold, speak it as law. The universe rushes to obey. The spoken word is law and shapes reality. This is a principle as old as time, yet as misunderstood as the very breath that utters it. Words are not merely sound vibrations passing through air. They are spiritual commands that summon the unseen into form. In the hidden architecture of life, words are the blueprint. Each syllable we speak becomes a decree, an instruction to the invisible forces that govern the material world. When we speak with authority, clarity, and conviction, we set in motion the very wheels of manifestation. What most fail to understand is that every word, be it idle, casual, or deliberate, is planting seeds into the garden of the subconscious mind. And what is planted must eventually bloom, for that is the law. The subconscious, that silent builder behind the curtain, does not discriminate between truth and falsehood. It simply accepts what is repeatedly spoken and believed. If you say, I am poor, it will fashion circumstances to match that statement. If you declare, I am blessed, it will move heaven and earth to reflect it. You become what you affirm, because what you affirm becomes the law under which you live. In spiritual truth, we are not victims of fate but authors of reality. Our words write the script of our lives. Every affirmation, every declaration, every complaint, every praise, it all becomes law the moment it is accepted by the subconscious and echoed by the universe. The law, being impersonal and precise, simply carries out what you command. Like a faithful servant, it does not question, it does not delay, it executes. To say, the spoken word is law, is to recognize the divine creative force behind utterance. The ancient scriptures echo this truth. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That is not mere poetry. It is revelation. The Word creates. The Word is the first cause. Before anything is seen, it must be spoken. All substance begins in the realm of the unseen and is drawn forth through the Word. This is why silence can hold no power until it breaks into speech. Thought, though powerful, does not carry the same directive force until it is spoken aloud, energized by belief. When you say, I can't afford it, you are commanding poverty. When you say, I am always late, you are writing tardiness into your timeline. When you say, nothing ever works out for me, you are enshrining misfortune in the temple of your life. These are not just passing remarks. They are spells, incantations cast without awareness, yet bearing weight all the same. Every word carries frequency, and that frequency is matched by the universe without fail. Consider the difference between one who constantly says, "I am tired, I am sick, I am unlucky," and another who declares, "I am radiant, I am whole, I am divinely guided." Both individuals are speaking laws into existence. One shapes a life of limitation, the other shapes a life of unfolding good. The difference lies not in external circumstances, but in internal decree. The outer world only reflects what has already been legislated by the inner word. There is immense power in realizing that nothing external has authority over you unless you give it that authority with your word. You may face apparent facts, debt, illness, rejection. But if you speak only truth, if you speak only from the highest law, those facts begin to dissolve. Facts are mutable, truth is eternal. The truth is that divine supply knows no lack. The truth is that you are whole, prosperous, radiant, and powerful. The truth is that you are a co-creator with the infinite. And the moment you begin to speak from that truth, life rearranges itself to support it. Even casual speech must be watched with care. The tongue, though small, can stir great forces. To say, "I'm afraid I'll fail," even in jest, is to open the gate for failure to enter. To say, "I always mess things up," is to etch failure into your pattern. Words repeated enough become grooves in consciousness. They turn into beliefs, and beliefs turn into habits, and habits shape destiny. If you wish to know what your future holds, examine the words you speak today. They are the architects of tomorrow. Affirmations are not mere positive thinking, they are acts of creation. To say, "I am," is to speak the name of God, the I am presence within. What follows those two words is infused with power. I am strong, I am wealthy, I am free. These are not empty phrases, they are spiritual commands. When spoken with faith and feeling, they override past programming and install new laws into the subconscious. The law of attraction, the law of increase, the law of right action, all begin to operate on your behalf. But this power is neutral. It does not favor good or evil, abundance or lack. It simply obeys. Just as fire can warm a home or burn it to the ground, so too can the spoken word build a life of beauty or destroy it with carelessness. To become conscious of speech is to become conscious of power. One must be vigilant. One must learn to bridle the tongue, not in repression, but in mastery. Let every word spoken be a seed of truth, a spark of divine intention. To speak deliberately is to live deliberately. To choose words aligned with higher law is to anchor heaven on earth. It does not matter what has gone before. The past has no power once you begin to speak with authority. Say it now. I am free from all limitation. I am one with the infinite substance. I speak the word and it goes forth to fulfill its perfect work. These are not affirmations for someday. They are spiritual contracts, activated in the moment they are believed. Miracles begin not with action, but with utterance. The right word spoken at the right time can open doors no man can shut. One phrase, if uttered with faith, can dissolve years of stagnation. This is why spiritual masters speak little, but when they do, their words carry weight. They understand that the tongue is a creative force, not to be wasted. Every time you declare your good, you hammer it into form. Every time you deny lack, you loosen its grip. Every time you speak from power, you awaken that power within. Life does not happen to you. It answers you. It answers the word you speak with feeling. It reflects back what you declare as law. There is no such thing as a neutral word. All language is either building or breaking. When you say, "Things always go well for me," the universe reorders itself to support that claim. When you say, "I attract wealth with ease," channels open. When you say, "I walk in favor," people are moved to bless you, systems align to assist you. Not because the world changes, but because your law has changed. This is the forgotten magic, the alchemy of utterance. In every age, the wise have guarded this secret, that words are not descriptions but decrees. They do not describe reality, they create it. Whether spoken in whisper or shout, in private thought or public prayer, Every word is a wand. Use it with precision. Use it with purpose. Use it with praise. Let no careless phrase pass your lips, for the law does not sleep, nor does it forget. Declare desires as present facts, not future hopes. This is the secret to manifestation that most overlook. When you speak of your good as already yours, you step into alignment with the creative power of the universe. There is no creative force in wishing, wanting, or hoping. These are the language of delay. The law does not operate on hope, it operates on conviction. To say, "I will be rich," keeps riches forever on the horizon. But to declare, "I am rich now," even if appearances suggest otherwise, activates the unseen machinery that brings the statement into form. The subconscious mind, which is the builder of your experience, responds to now. It responds to certainty. It is not moved by longing or possibility. It is commanded by declaration. When you say, "I will have success," the subconscious hears, "not yet," and delays action. When you say, "Success is mine now," the subconscious sets to work immediately, drawing people, ideas, and opportunities to fulfill the claim. Every statement you make in the present tense impresses itself deeper into your belief system, reshaping your patterns of thought, and in turn, your outer world. The truth is, all that you desire already exists in the invisible realm. You are not creating something from nothing. You are aligning with that which already is. The infinite is complete. Every idea, every opportunity, every dollar, every connection you seek is already present on the invisible plane. Your job is not to struggle or to chase. It is to claim. And to claim something, you must speak of it as if it is already yours. I am loved. I am whole. I am wealthy. These statements do not describe your current outer condition. They declare your spiritual truth, and the outer must conform. When you speak in the language of, "I will," "I hope," "I want," you place your desire outside of yourself. You affirm its distance from you. But the law responds only to what you accept as true. It does not deliver what you wish for. It delivers what you believe you already have. That is why faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith is not wishing. Faith is knowing. Faith says, "It is mine now." That knowing, spoken with authority, shifts the entire pattern of your life. To declare your desire as a present fact is not to lie. It is to speak the higher truth. The higher truth is not found in appearances, but in spiritual reality. You may not yet see the evidence of your wealth, but in truth the wealth is already yours. You have access to it now. The moment you accept it as a present fact, the channels of supply open. The law does not require time to deliver. It only requires belief. Time is only needed for the rearrangement of outer conditions. The inner shift happens the moment you declare your good as now. This is why so many remain stuck in cycles of hoping and waiting. They believe their good lies in the future, and so it does. The law is perfectly obedient. Whatever you declare becomes law for you. Say, "It will come," and it will always be coming. Say, "It is here," and it begins to show up. Not because your words are magic spells, but because they activate a deeper law of the law of assumption. What you assume to be true becomes your reality. It is not about repeating empty affirmations. It is about inhabiting the feeling of your desire fulfilled and speaking from that place. If you truly believed your success was here now, how would you speak? How would you walk? How would you act? When you begin to live from that version of yourself, reality bends to meet you. You must become the person who already has what you desire. That becoming begins with the spoken word. Speech is the bridge between inner belief and outer manifestation. When you speak your desire as present, you reinforce your faith. Each time you say, "I am," instead of, "I will be," you rewire your mind to expect your good. You train your consciousness to accept the invisible as real. This is the great work of manifestation, to see with the eye of spirit, to feel with the heart of knowing, and to speak with the voice of command. The universe cannot deny what you claim with conviction. It responds with absolute precision to the vibration of your word. But the vibration must be consistent. You cannot declare wealth one moment and speak of lack the next. You must persist in your assumption. You must treat your desire as real, even when evidence has not yet caught up. This is not pretending. It is creating. Pretending is hoping. Creating is knowing. Let your words match your vision. Let your declarations affirm your divine right to all good. Say, I am abundant in every way. Say, I am aligned with divine opportunity. Say, I am already living in my answered prayer. These statements draw the invisible into visibility. They plant the seed of belief, which the subconscious then nourishes into manifestation. Every word you speak builds a new pattern in your consciousness. Speak enough truth, and the truth will become your experience. It does not matter how things appear. The law does not work by sight, it works by spirit. Declare your health when your body feels weak. Declare your success when your efforts seem to fail. Declare your love when you feel alone. Because your word, spoken in the present tense, overrides temporary facts with eternal truth. Truth is not found in the world of effects. It is found in the realm of cause. And the cause is your word. To live in truth is to declare your divine identity in every moment. You are not poor trying to become rich. You are not broken trying to be healed. You are not lost trying to be found. You are whole now. You are wealthy now. You are chosen now. Speak from this identity. Claim it, own it. Let your word be law. Let your mouth be a channel for divine creation. Let your voice shape the world you were born to live in. Do not wait for proof. Speak your good into being. The proof will follow. But it cannot precede the declaration. You must go first. You must decide. You must stand in faith. Say, this is who I am. This is what I have. This is what I live. Let your word be final. Let your word be fearless. Let your word reflect the truth that your good is not coming. It is already here. Ignore appearances and trust divine supply. Appearances are the shadow realm. They reflect only what has been created by past thought, past word, past belief. They are not the source of reality, but the echo. What you see with the natural eye is merely the outcome of yesterday's consciousness. To base your belief on appearances is to anchor yourself in delay, fear, and limitation. But when you turn your attention away from the seen and place your trust in divine supply, you begin to operate by spiritual law, not by material evidence. Divine supply is infinite, invisible, and unchanging. It is never depleted, never delayed, and never disturbed. It exists here and now in perfect fullness, awaiting your recognition and claim. Everything you desire already exists in the unseen realm, in the storehouse of the infinite. There is no lack in spirit. There is no shortage in the kingdom. But to access this supply, you must look beyond the temporary illusion of lack and affirm the reality of your abundance. This is the path of mastery, to walk through the valley of seeming nothing and declare, all is mine now. The great mistake is to judge by appearances, to look at an empty bank account and say, I am broke. To look at a quiet phone and say, I am forgotten. To see rejection and say, I am unworthy. These statements are not truths. They are conclusions drawn from illusion. Appearances may show you a temporary condition, but they cannot tell you who you are or what is possible. You are not limited by what your eyes see. You are limited only by what your mind believes. And your mind can be renewed at any moment by shifting your focus from form to source. Divine supply is not found in your paycheck, your clients, your business, or your family. These are channels, not sources. Channels may open or close, but source is eternal. The moment you confuse the channel for the source, you become fearful, reactive, and dependent. But when you anchor yourself in the knowing that divine supply operates through infinite channels, you release all attachment and fear. You trust that if one door closes, another opens. If one avenue is blocked, a greater way is revealed. You are never without supply, only without recognition. Faith is the substance that bridges the invisible to the visible. It is not a passive hope, but an active trust in divine intelligence. Faith says, I do not need to see it to know it is here. Faith declares abundance when appearances scream lack. Faith acts as if the supply is already in hand. This is not denial, it is spiritual accuracy. The senses may inform you of temporary facts, but only Spirit reveals the eternal truth. And the eternal truth is this: God is your source, and God is unfailing. Many delay their good because they wait for appearances to improve before they believe. But this is the reverse of how the law works. It is belief that changes appearances, not the other way around. You must first claim abundance in the unseen, and then the seen will rearrange itself. Say, divine supply meets all my needs richly and immediately. Say it when the cupboard is full, and say it when the cupboard is bare. Your word is law, not your condition. Those who are ruled by appearances live in fear, anxiety, and limitation. They are tossed by every change in circumstance. One day they are joyful, the next day discouraged. But those who are rooted in spiritual law live in stability, peace, and certainty. They know that nothing external can touch the truth of their being. They live by inner decree, not outer evidence. And because of this, appearances begin to conform to their word, rather than their word conforming to appearances. Divine supply is not a future promise. It is a present reality. It is not something you earn. It is something you claim. You do not need to beg for it, strive for it, or compete for it. You need only align your consciousness with it. And that alignment begins by turning your back on fear-based appearances and declaring the truth. Say, I walk in the rhythm of abundance. Say, every bill is paid with ease and surplus. Say, the riches of the universe flow to me now. Do not wait for proof. Your word is the proof. You must train your eyes to see beyond the visible. When others speak of recession, you speak of expansion. When others panic, you declare peace. When others cry lack, you affirm overflow. You are not governed by the world, you are governed by the word. And the word declares that your supply is from an infinite source. You are heir to the kingdom. You are backed by spiritual substance. You are supported by a law that never fails. To ignore appearances is not to deny the facts. It is to transcend them. It is to recognize that facts can change, but truth remains. It is to hold fast to the knowing that divine supply is always seeking expression through you. Even in the driest desert, there is water beneath the surface. Even in the darkest night, the sun is waiting to rise. Appearances are the fog before the breakthrough. Hold steady. Speak the truth. Stand firm in the law. Gratitude is the great multiplier of supply. Give thanks for the unseen good as if it were already in your hands. Say, I bless the substance of God in all its forms. Say, I rejoice in the flow of prosperity. Your gratitude lifts your vibration and opens the gate for more. Do not grumble about what appears to be missing. Praise what is coming. Praise makes the invisible visible. Praise turns the seed into the harvest. Praise activates the law. Divine supply flows through faith, through expectation, through joy. It does not flow through worry, doubt, or desperation. Worry signals disbelief in the source. Doubt chokes the pipeline. Desperation repels the very good you seek. But joy signals confidence. Faith attracts the substance. Calm expectation magnetizes the channels. Speak with the tone of assurance, not fear. Declare your abundance as if it is inevitable, because in truth it is. The world will always present evidence of lack. News headlines, bank statements, gossip, delay. But these are only tests of your focus. Will you bow to the false idol of appearance, or will you remain loyal to the truth of supply? The choice is made moment by moment, word by word. Every time you affirm, I am provided for in all ways, you pierce the illusion. Every time you say, my source is limitless, you realign with truth. You are not a beggar at the gate. You are a child of the infinite. You are not scraping for scraps. You are drawing from the abundance of spirit. You are not subject to economic trends. You are governed by spiritual law. Divine supply is your inheritance, your design, your truth. The more you affirm it, the more it flows. The more you praise it, the more it multiplies. The more you ignore appearances, the more you rise above them. Wealth manifests through unwavering faith and affirmation. It is not hustle that unlocks the storehouse of supply, but the steady conviction that what is yours cannot be withheld. Faith is the substance, the inner gold from which all outer gold is formed. Without it, words fall flat, actions scatter, and results remain elusive. But when faith is anchored deep within the soul, it magnetizes wealth from the invisible to the visible, forming it out of the very ethers. True wealth begins as a spiritual condition before it becomes a material result, and that condition is formed and fortified by word spoken in belief. Affirmation is the spoken law of what is spiritually true. It is not wishful thinking or empty repetition. It is the deliberate announcement of divine truth, expressed with confidence and authority. When you affirm, "I am wealthy," you are not describing what the eyes see. You are declaring what the spirit knows. You are announcing the unseen reality that exists beyond time and circumstance. You are writing a new script into the subconscious mind and commanding the law to make it manifest. Every true affirmation is a seed. It may not break the soil immediately, but it will sprout, grow, and flourish if nurtured by unwavering faith. Unwavering faith is not shaken by delay. It does not falter in the face of contradiction. It does not argue with bank accounts or invoices. It knows that these are merely outer shadows, echoing past beliefs. Faith walks forward even when the path is hidden. It declares abundance even when appearances suggest otherwise. It holds to the affirmation as a lifeline, knowing that the spoken word is shaping the conditions that will soon appear. This is not blind hope, it is spiritual certainty. And with this certainty, wealth cannot help but follow. Wealth is not something to chase. It is something to claim. When you chase money, you affirm that it is separate from you, distant, withheld. But when you claim wealth through affirmation and hold that claim with faith, you align yourself with the law of supply. The law does not withhold. It responds, it mirrors. If your inner state says, "I am rich," the law brings circumstances, people, ideas, and events to match it. But if your inner voice says, "I need, I lack, I fear," then the law echoes that too. Faith must be steady, not occasional. Affirmation must be consistent, not conditional. It is not enough to say, "I am wealthy," once and then look fearfully at your surroundings. You must stand in that declaration, again and again, until it becomes the foundation of your being. The moment you speak it, the law begins to move. But if you contradict your word with worry, you slow the process. You dig up the seed before it can grow. This is why unwavering faith is essential. It sustains the vibration long enough for wealth to find its way to you. Affirmations are not meant to convince the universe. They are meant to convince you. The universe already agrees with your abundance. Spirit already knows your wealth is true, but your mind may not yet believe it. So you speak the affirmation not to beg, not to wish, but to install a new belief. Every repetition strengthens the new pattern. Every declaration shifts your vibration closer to alignment. And once your inner state matches the wealth you seek, it must appear. The outer is compelled to reflect the inner law you have accepted. Wealth does not come from force. It comes from alignment. And alignment is created by word and faith. When you say, "Money flows to me with ease," and you believe it, your entire being becomes a magnet for prosperity. Ideas come, resources show up, people are moved on your behalf. You are led to right action. But if you say, "I don't know how I'll make ends meet," even in passing, you declare a law that the universe honors. There is no room for casual doubt when calling forth abundance. You must speak only what you desire, and do so with unwavering certainty. Unwavering faith is not loud. It is calm. It is not frantic or forceful. It is still, grounded, and sure. It does not need to see proof, because it knows the proof is forming. It holds the vision. It holds the word. It does not flinch. This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that turns thoughts into gold. When you combine this faith with your spoken word, you become unstoppable. The gates of wealth open because you have met the spiritual requirement belief backed by voice. Every moment you declare wealth, even when there is none in sight, you expand your capacity to receive. Every time you say, "I prosper in all I do," even when things appear stagnant, you invite the law to activate. But the invitation must be steady. You cannot invite wealth and then talk about lack. You cannot affirm prosperity and then worry aloud. Faith and affirmation must be in agreement. When they are, your vibration becomes irresistible to the good you seek. The world trains people to wait for evidence. Spiritual law asks you to create the evidence by first believing. The world says, when I see it, I'll believe it. But Spirit says, when you believe it, you will see it. Affirmation is how you speak what you believe. Faith is how you hold to it, regardless of time or appearance. Together, they form the perfect creative formula. And with that formula, wealth cannot be kept from you. The nature of wealth is responsive. It flows where it is welcomed, where it is spoken of with reverence and confidence. It avoids those who resent it, fear it, or doubt its arrival. But to those who affirm it with joy and receive it in thought before it appears in form, it rushes. It responds to the open channel. It responds to the clear declaration. It responds to the vibration of I have, not I need. You must train yourself to speak wealth as your normal. Let it be the language of your life. Say, money is a divine idea, and it flows to me now. Say, everything I touch prospers. Say, I am surrounded by financial increase. These are not fantasies. They are spiritual realities activated by your voice. The more you say them, the more you believe them. The more you believe them, the more the world reflects them. Do not let the outer world silence your word. Let your words silence the outer world. When bills come, bless them and declare, there is always more than enough. When a job ends, say, something greater is on its way. When plans fall through, affirm, I am divinely guided to higher prosperity. You are not reacting to life. You are creating it with your declaration and sustained faith. All that you desire is already here in form or in essence. The difference between those who receive and those who delay is not luck, effort, or education. It is faith in the word. Say it, believe it, stand by it. Let the world catch up to the truth you hold. Let your affirmation go ahead of you and prepare the way. Wealth listens. Wealth obeys. Wealth manifests for those who speak with conviction and believe without wavering. The universe responds to bold, aligned command. It does not respond to hesitation, doubt, or vague requests. It does not move for the one who whispers their good in fear. It does not activate itself for the soul who asks timidly, who hopes cautiously, who waits politely. The law is precise, and it requires precision in return. A bold, clear, spoken word, aligned with the truth of spirit, is the ignition key to manifestation. When you command with certainty, not arrogance but spiritual authority, the entire universe rushes to obey. To command is not to force. It is not to demand from ego or desperation. It is to know the law, to trust the law, and to speak the word as one who understands their rightful place in the divine order. You are not separate from the creative force. You are an extension of it. And because you are one with it, your word, when aligned with higher law, becomes a decree. This is the true meaning of dominion, not control over others, but authority over your own world, your own conditions, your own atmosphere. You do not beg for what is yours by divine inheritance. You claim it. A bold command is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is quiet, clear, and unwavering. It comes from a deep place of knowing. When you declare, "This is mine now," you are not trying to convince anyone. You are affirming what is already true in spirit. The invisible realm is already holding your good. Your command does not create it, but calls it forth. The clarity of your word determines the speed of its arrival. The more aligned your command is with spiritual truth, the more swiftly the universe responds. Alignment is essential. A command that comes from fear, from grasping, from lack, carries no power. It is muddied, confused, contradictory. But a command that arises from alignment with divine truth, that you are one with infinite supply, one with perfect health, one with divine love, carries the full force of spiritual authority. It is not born from ego, it is born from oneness. You are not commanding to dominate life. You are commanding to cooperate with it, to allow it to flow as it was always meant to through you. There is no creative power in begging. The universe does not respond to pleading, it responds to conviction. It responds to law. It responds to the soul who knows that the spoken word, infused with belief and aligned with truth, must manifest. This is why you must speak your word as if it cannot fail. I am now receiving all that is mine by divine right. The perfect opportunity presents itself now. My income increases constantly and effortlessly. These are not hopes, they are laws spoken into form. The law is always listening, always responding. It is impersonal and exact. It does not judge the content of your command. It only fulfills it. If you say, everything is falling apart, the law agrees. If you say, everything is working in my favor, the law agrees. If you speak chaos, you create chaos. If you speak order, abundance, and peace, you create the conditions for those qualities to manifest. You are the legislator of your experience. Every word you speak becomes instruction. The boldness of your command reflects the boldness of your belief. If you hesitate when speaking your word, if you second-guess your desire, if you qualify your affirmations with if or maybe, you dilute your power. The universe cannot respond to an unclear instruction. But when you say, I am healthy, I am whole, I am thriving, and you say it with the energy of conviction, the law begins moving immediately to align your outer life with that inner truth. The key is to command from identity. You are not someone trying to become wealthy. You are wealth expressing itself. You are not someone chasing success. You are success embodied. You are not someone begging for healing. You are health incarnate. Speak from the identity of I am, not I hope to be. Your identity is the source of your command. When you say, I am, you activate the highest spiritual law. What follows those words becomes a decree. The universe does not question it, it mirrors it. There is no virtue in shrinking, in minimizing your desires, in softening your speech to make others comfortable. The universe honors the bold, the clear, the faithful. Your boldness does not offend. It signals readiness. It signals trust. It signals that you are no longer negotiating with life, but creating with it. Boldness is not aggressiveness. It is confidence in divine law. When you are bold in your declarations, you are saying, I know who I am and what I'm entitled to as a child of the infinite. Practice your bold command daily. Do not wait until crisis forces you to act. Speak your word every morning as law. This is a day of miracles. Everything I touch prospers. I am divinely guided and abundantly supplied. Speak these truths not as hopes, but as statements of reality. Let your voice carry the tone of certainty. Let your energy say, it is already done. The spoken word, when issued from this place, alters the atmosphere. It breaks stagnation. It rearranges matter. It creates new pathways and dissolves old blocks. Your environment is a mirror of your command. If you do not like what you see, do not argue with the picture. Change the word that painted it. The universe does not care how long a pattern has existed. It responds in the now. One bold command, spoken from faith, can reverse years of limitation. But it must be spoken as law, not suggestion. You are not hoping the universe will cooperate. You are cooperating with a law that is already operating. This is why prayer, when done correctly, is not pleading but commanding. True spiritual prayer is not, please, may I have. It is, thank you. It is done. It is declaration. It is law. The word is spoken in the invisible, and the form follows in the visible. Do not ask, declare. Do not beg, claim. Do not wait, command. This is your power. This is your privilege. The universe is already prepared to respond. It only waits for your clear instruction. Repetition strengthens your word. The more you speak it, the more real it becomes. The more real it becomes, the more your belief anchors it into form. You do not repeat to convince God. You repeat to convince yourself. You repeat until your inner atmosphere changes, until your vibration shifts, until your subconscious accepts the new law. Then, without effort, without strain, your outer life reflects the new order. It becomes inevitable. Do not dilute your word to fit appearances. Appearances are temporary. The word is eternal. When you command wealth, joy, love, or healing, you are not ignoring facts. You are overriding them with truth. Speak what you desire, not what you fear. Declare what you want, not what you lack. Let your words be strong, simple, and clear. I am ready. I am worthy. I am already living my good. The universe responds not to your wish, but to your word. Not to your hesitation, but to your decision. Not to your desperation, but to your alignment with truth. Boldness signals to the law that you are no longer wavering. You have decided, you have claimed, you have spoken, and now the universe must obey. Not by favoritism, but by law. Not by chance, but by design. The power has never left you. It has only waited for you to rise and use it. When your command is bold and aligned, creation cannot help but follow.